My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development is holding a one-week capacity building workshop for all metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives to be able to deliver on their jobs. At the opening ceremony this morning, Joy News' Roland Walker was there and spoke to two of the participants who have been expressing their hopes and for the training. Tall among the issues that came up was job creation and tackling sanitation in their respective assemblies.
We believe the municipality will have to be enhanced in the area of good sanitation, being able to create jobs for our teeming youth, and also ensuring that the campaign promises, as the president gave, come to fruition.
But you know that you'll be a municipal chief executive for everybody else, and not only one side, right?
Exactly. The manifesto objectives are not for people in the party, but they are for the people of Ghana, because they seek to the improvement of everybody.
I know Infantiman very well, but I know that there are serious challenges with, as far as we're concerned, the poverty levels, but more so creating jobs for youth who want something to do. Is there a concern for you as well?
Yes, it's a very serious concern for me. We are tackling those issues one after the other. Currently, we are trying to groom the youth to be employable, because we realize that most of them are not employed and do not have the skills to be employed. So next week, Monday, for instance, we've invited the Institute of Accountancy Training and the Institute of Chartered Accountancy Ghana to come. We're organizing a youth educational forum to come and brief the youths about the opportunities in taking the courses at their end, so that they become employable after they've gone through their courses. We'll also help the youth. We'll help them by paying some of their fees for them to be able to go through their courses. We want to get them skilled, get the skills for them so they will be able to deliver and be employed, so that they can lead very meaningful and decent lives.
Vice President Dr. Bawumia is confident Ghana has the capacity to further boost its trade relations with Turkey, as it is currently ranked the third largest trading partner in Turkey. Trade volumes between the two countries at the end of 2016 stood at $480 million. According to the Turkish ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Lezrin Bayezid, the current trade volumes could be increased to $1 billion in 2020. She was speaking at the opening of the Turkish Culture and Cuisine Week.
Turks based in Ghana, it was a night to sample authentic flavors from home. For the Ghanaian community, it was a night to tickle their taste buds. The opening ceremony of the Turkish Culture and Cuisine Week was well attended, with members from the diplomatic corps as well as Ghanaian and Turkish business owners present. Turkey's ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Lezrin Bayezid, expressed satisfaction with her country's good relationship with its Ghanaian counterpart and expressed the hope that her country's trade relations with Ghana will continue to grow.
At present, Ghana is Turkey's third largest trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. Our trade volume in 2016 added up to $480 million, and our target is to increase the trade volume to $1 billion by 2020.
Special guest of honor at the event, Vice President Dr. Bawumia, on his part, was encouraged by the rapid level of trade between the two countries.
The trade relations between our countries are on the increase. As you mentioned, Ghana is Turkey's largest trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa. And we hope that we are going to get even more and more investment from Turkey in Ghana. I hope one of these days I will be able to visit Turkey and come back with at least $5 billion of investment. And I'm looking very much forward to that, because I believe that we can do very, very good business together.
The event was hosted by Kempinski Hotel, which is currently celebrating its 120th year in the hospitality industry. For Joy News, Jennifer Kwamwa.
Imagine living in 21st century Ghana without electricity. That is the plight of more than 1,500 residents at Diokukrom in the eastern region. According to traditional leaders there, all efforts to draw the attention of government to their plight have proved futile. The result? Public workers posted there are refusing to work. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo was in the community and came through with the following report.
Diokukrom is one of the oldest communities in the Ayinswa North district of the eastern region. It's a farming community with residents growing mainly cocoa and maize. For residents here, their biggest headache is that more than 60 years after the construction of the Akosombo Dam, they are yet to see electricity, leaving them disappointed in political authority. Ochameng Bedu is the chief linguist in the community.
We have
been looking forward to light since the time of former President Rawlings. We have been made to pay lots of money for this, but we still don't have light. Doctors and other health workers refuse posting here because they can't even own a fridge to keep their food.
For the Queen Mother here, Ohima Butche, the plight of school children, with them being unable to learn at night, is a problem that requires urgent attention. She feels Diokukrom has been neglected because all nearby communities have benefited from electricity extension over the last few years.
We have JHS and even a clinic here, but children are unable to learn at night, thereby affecting their education. We plead with government to intervene as soon as possible and help extend lights here.
A resident, Isaac Opare, is worried the community has not developed socio-economically over the years as a result of the absence of electricity.
Most of the teachers live in nearby communities. Sometimes they don't come to work, so it makes life difficult for us. In fact, the general development of the community has been negatively affected as a result of the absence of electricity. We want government to help us.
Their plea is simple. They are calling for an immediate intervention by the Rural Electrification Project so that electricity is extended there. For Joy News, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo reporting.
We need people with integrity and honesty if we are to see Ghana develop, and if we also want to deal with corruption. Those are the words of political critic and former Director of Communications of the Convention People's Party, Niyama Akomfra, as Ghana turns 57 years as a republic state today. The auspicious event affirmed the country's true independence, having achieved political independence in 1957, but with the British monarch still the ceremonial head of state. The Republic Day celebration is marked every year, and many Ghanaians have had mixed views regarding whether or not we've made real progress after gaining our complete independence on the 1st of July 1960. The Convention People's Party, led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was an instrumental political force at the time that led the country to attain its republic status. On the 57th anniversary, the party, in a statement, extends felicitation and congratulatory message to all and sundry in the fight to win the country freedom from British colonial rule.
First of all, on the agricultural front, we need to make sure that we're not enslaving our farmers with so-called improved seeds. The sovereignty of our nation is not guaranteed. We certainly don't want the sovereignty of our food to be jeopardized. We want a situation where, and we've all heard about it, and it's not just about genetic modification of seeds. It's about variety seeds which are then sold to farmers, and that enslaves them, which says year in, year out, you have to buy the seeds from somebody who's manufacturing it. The manufacturers almost certainly will not be Ghanaian. And so we enslave our farmers, and the wealth that they create now begins to also be siphoned out. That's the first thing we need to avoid. The second thing is we need to ensure that one district, one factory, those factories are not going to become another wealth siphoning situation where the wealth of this nation is siphoned somewhere else.
And in that case, what do you mean
if you're going to
exactly?
create, yes, by all means, let's have investors. But let's not have a situation where, you know, every single district, every single factory is foreign owned, and therefore the wealth that that factory creates, it's not going to be wealth which, the end product should not be that we're just creating jobs for our people. We must create the wealth. You said earlier on we're not making anything. If we're going to have factories we make anything, there must be things which are going to benefit us. We need men and women of integrity. You know, and there's a Nkrumah saying which links humility to strength and integrity to greatness. And our politicians simply don't seem to understand that it's in humility that you have strength. It's in your integrity that you achieve greatness. And the country needs men and women, humble men and women with integrity.
And these are men who come from the communities, because there's a saying that, you know, if you want to look at the quality of people in a place, look at their leaders, because the leaders don't come from other countries, they come from within.
You hit it on the head.
So how do the citizens participate fully?
The citizens firstly need the rightly, well, citizens are doing their best. Certainly let's not be spectators. We should be citizens, we should do what we need to do. We should all be talking about, I mean, the fight against Galamsey is a great fight. The citizens, everybody's involved, the media, that's the sort of fight we need to succeed against Galamsey, to force leaders, to force some of our leaders who've been compromised in this issue, to force them to have to take action. And we need to do the same on many, many other fronts.
Now, the rate at which students fail mathematics can be only reduced if the approach to the mode of construction is reconsidered. I'll bring you more details when I come back very shortly. You're welcome back to News Today on Journeys. Now, the rate at which students fail mathematics can only be reduced if the approach to the mode of instruction is reconsidered. A teacher-based focus should be the new paradigm to teach and encourage students to better appreciate the learning and application of mathematics. This is according to Professor Sichopa Anku, President of the Ghana Mathematical Association of Ghana. In addressing the problem, the association, in collaboration with some training colleges of education in the country, have been holding a hands-on practical lessons on how best to teach mathematics in schools. Among the participating colleges were the Akache, Gambaga, Tamale and Hohoi colleges of education. Professor Anko is optimistic students can only learn maths if the teacher teaches it right.
If for the basic level, the teachers are made competent in this particular mathematics approach to studying mathematics, we believe the younger ones will be engaged, attracted to studying mathematics, so that the phobia for mathematics can be reduced, if not completely eliminated. Because we have experienced, you know, over the years, that our particular mathematics approach has been very, very attractive to students. And many students who have gone through our hands using this approach have turned out to be excelling in their mathematics in various schools. So we have engaged students. We think what must be done now is to focus on the teachers who are going to train the students. Because most often, when the teachers have the fear for mathematics, they introduce the same fear to their students. So we must make the teachers very confident in teaching mathematics. And more we do that, and we realize that the confidence grows when they understand and they're able to do the practical activities themselves. Then they're able to organize that for their students. And that can be done on a very large scale for the whole country. That's what we're working on. So you see the pictures of how excited the teachers were, the would-be teachers. They are all students of the College of Education. And we are expecting other colleges to come on board because we first met all the principals of the College of Education at the University of Cape Coast. And they're supposed to invite us to come to their schools, to come and show them how to get this done. The few who have invited us, we have gone to them already. We are waiting for the rest. So we hope that this approach will help remove the fear of mathematics and the failures that are truncating the lives of many, many, many students so that they cannot continue their academic life to do whatever is necessary for them to help in the development.
But to what extent has this approach impacted the teachers and the training? I'm joined on the phone now by Head of Maths Department at the Akachi College of Education, Mr. Daniel Bawumia, to tell us more. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Mr. Bawumia.
Hello.
Great. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on News Today.
Okay.
What have your students been telling you following the activity-based lessons?
Yeah, the activity was activity-based mathematics lesson for our 922 students of Akachi College of Education. That program was held on 21st June and then 22nd of June 2017. And the students appreciated the activity so much that they wish that it is always practiced in their classroom. And on their on-campus teaching practice, they would like to use it more so that they will be able to impact a lot to the students that they are going to teach.
If you say more, how often do you want it to be done?
Okay, every year we admit new students. The current students, they have gone through this activity, and anytime we admit more students or new students, we like that this activity to be carried out for them.
Do you think that this approach can effectively address the phobia teachers and students have towards maths?
Yeah, it is going to remove the phobia that students have in teaching and learning mathematics, because this activity-based, they interact with the materials that were given to them. They were able to discover formulas for themselves. They were able to mold objects, the solid shapes for themselves, which they can also take to their stations and use for teaching mathematics.
Any advice to policymakers?
Advice to... Yeah, my advice is that this activity should be carried out for all students, the College of Education, and those at the basic level, so that the students over there will appreciate mathematics so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bawumia. He's the head of Maths Department at the Akachi College of Education. Now, moving on, planning a wedding could be tedious and expensive, but you do not have to go through that stress thanks to the Joy FM Bridal Fair, which has created a platform for couples to enjoy that magical wedding ceremony, but save money at the same time. The 4-day fair has been extended by an extra day, and my colleague Faustina Safo has been interacting with some participants at the Accra International Conference Center here in Accra.
Crazy baby, 'cause I give you my heart and my body.
How has it been like for you so far? It's been good. My sister is getting married in November, so I brought her around so that we can look for prizes and see new things. I am already married and I feel like getting married again. Beautiful gowns and rings and decorations. It's great.
Whenever you need love, call me. I will give it to you 6 in the morning.
For me, looking good and smelling good is quite a big deal for me, and that's why I
am at Casabella. They've been participating in the fair for years now, and so far I'm going to find out from the CEO, Mary Bruce, how it's been for them so far since they started.
I think the traffic has been good, especially on Friday, which is very unusual. Normally during the weekdays we don't have people coming here a lot, but this Friday it's been very great. There have been a lot of traffic, and today as well there have been a lot of people here.
I'll be your hobby. I will do anything for the body. So I love ya, baby, baby.
Getting married requires a lot of time, planning, and the big time is the wedding itself. So if you want help, just come over to the Joy FM Bridal Fair. It's happening right here at the National Theatre. Patrons are trooping in. So if you know a friend who is getting married, hey, this is a time to do that friend a favor. Come over and get discounts on how, you can get that beautiful wedding dress for yourself. You don't need to run away from marriage, guys. You need to be here to find out how you can get an affordable, classy wedding. Well, for me, I feel like getting married already, but until I get the pop-up question, let's see.
So like I said, the event has been extended to today up till 7 p.m. But what informed the extension? Here is Charles Nah. He's the event executive here at Multimedia.
First, we always
Hello, Charles.
And our patrons. We are always listening to our exhibitors and our patrons. And by popular demand, our exhibitors requested that we have an extra day since the Monday was a holiday. They had phenomenal sales throughout the 4 days, and then they thought that they wanted another opportunity to reach out to more audiences. So we decided to extend the fair by an extra day. We also realized that a lot of people also coming to the fair, and they hadn't really prepared. So some of them saw great bargains that they wanted to take advantage of, and some also wanted to go back and come again. So we gave them this opportunity through the extension to be able to do that.
We are learning that there are some, exciting discounts available. Tell us more about that.
Yes, we have the random shopper promotion currently running. Anybody who happens to be shopping or passing through the bridal fair, you should be in for a surprise present or gift from us. So we are picking people at random. So just by being at the fair and participating or going through the stores, we have people out there who identify people and picking them randomly, and they get to win various prizes. So depending on what you're into or what you're looking out for, you're going to get various discounts from exhibitors who are here at the fair running the last day of promotions and clearance sales.
So Charles, what time, do we have until the...
we have up to 7 p.m. this evening when the fair closes. So from now to then, there are fantastic discounts going on. There are discounts as much as 50%, 70%, great deals on various items, jewelry, beauty products, and various items as well.
You're still watching News Today on Joy News. Now, Joy News documentary Suicide Whispers continues. The third part of it continues today, and here are excerpts.
Now, another suicide case has hit the country's university fraternity. This morning, a level 400 female student of the University of Ghana, Legon, was found lying in a pool of blood on the ground.
Some other stories. Police investigations have started into yet another set of suspected suicide cases. One at Jericho, a neighborhood at Ashaiman here in Accra, and another in Achim Amafro in the Afram Plains South District of the Eastern Region.
This is the scene where the incident happened. Tied to this tree here is the rope that the deceased used in committing the act.
I am happily married with 4 beautiful kids. Yes. So he came along, and then after that suicidal situation, I felt that, was it necessary to go on again with other relationships? But because of my value for family, my love for family, I also realized that I couldn't, keep deceiving myself that because something negative happened. So I became, more hopeful, and then he was also very supportive. I told him everything that had happened, but it didn't, he was laughing over it. He was like, he wanted to die because of somebody. And till that, he still makes fun of it because he's like, please, you don't need to do that. I said, you haven't gotten to my point. That's why you are saying that.
I do. I think if I had died then, I wouldn't, since I don't know what my future would be like, I would have been happier. But now seeing my future and knowing what I know now and knowing where I'm going, now I think I would have really made God very sad if I had taken my life then. Yeah. I think that is what it would have been, because I have a great mission which God has given me to do, and a lot of people are interested in my care, which I would have really let them down. But then I didn't know. I was happier. But now it would be really sad. I think I would not even be accepted if I go to the afterlife. I think I would be shipped to come back.
I think the various attempts failed because of grace. That is my understanding, because I believe some God somewhere wanted me to live and then better what I had done earlier. Because taking into consideration, people are taking less quantities of what I took. But considering the fact that I took 4 times the dose, and then I'm still here, the second time also the roof caving in, I think some God wanted to give me a chance to live and be, and then live to his purpose.
Statistics on suicide in Ghana remain very scanty. But in March this year alone, almost 10 cases of suicide were reported in the country.
People talk about the copycat syndrome, that once one is able to complete suicide and it is heard, it emboldens someone who is also contemplating to really actualize it. So it depends on the way we talk about it in the media. Okay, if we talk about it in terms of sensationalism, then there is no help. You are just muddying the waters and emboldening people. But if you talk about it in terms of the help, that there is help, and begin to delve deep into the emotional needs of people contemplating suicide, then they may know that there is help. If we don't use them to sell our newspapers, and we use them as case studies for help, then people, and especially if we have people who have gone through sharing the experiences and the help that they have gotten, instead of people who have bitter experiences having been thrown into jail for committing suicide. If the consequence is jail, then I will make sure I complete it. The method will be lethal. I will look for the most dangerous, effective means to complete it. And so we must rethink, basically as a nation, our mental health system.
Sometimes I had flashbacks. Sometimes I cried because I know how close I got to becoming, one of them. And I also know how easy it was to turn me around when I got the right help. So it's so painful for me, because I feel that if the person got just a little of the help I got from the US, the person wouldn't have taken that decision. And that is what has, made me so passionate about my foundation, because I think that people just need a little help, just a little kind of hope. Sometimes when I leave my numbers on TV shows and radio shows and people call me, the person goes like, just what you said today has made me decide that I wouldn't kill myself again.
Suicide Whispers, a documentary by Koko Supipra, airs later today on this channel at 6:30 p.m. Now, the minority in Parliament is warning district assemblies will struggle to roll out development projects this year as a result of reduced allocations to them. Parliament this week approved the formula for the distribution of funds under the DAFC. There has been a cut in the allocation of about 200 million cedis this year compared to last year. Member of Parliament Finance Committee Benjamin Kodo says this is not good enough.
As a result of the bill submitted by the Ministry of Finance to cap earmarked funds, this Assembly's Common Fund was also affected. In the previous regime, even from President Kufuor's time, the allocation of funds to the District Assembly's Common Fund was pegged at 7.5% of revenue. There is already dispute about what that revenue means from the Constitution. But for now, the definition boils it down to tax revenue. So the allocation had been 7.5%, but as a result of the earmarking of funds, this has reduced the amount to the barest minimum recommended by the Constitution, Article 252 of our Constitution, which says that 5% of, minimum of 5% of total revenue should be allocated to the districts for development projects. So as a result of this, the amount dropped from over 2 billion from last year to 1.575 billion this year.
Coming up next.